The earth is at the same time a mother. She is mother of all that is natural, mother of all that is human. She is the mother of all, for contained in her are the seeds of all. All nature is at the disposal of humankind. We are to work with it. For without, we cannot survive. Everything that is in the heavens, on earth and under the earth is penetrated with relatedness. God has arranged all things in the world in consideration of everything else. God made all parts of creation in both the upper and lower realms and directed them to be useful for man. But if man perverts them with corrupt actions, the judgment of God brings creation down upon them with vengeance. Furthermore, though they aid man in the necessities of the body, they must be understood to attend, no less, to the health of the soul. For the elements were made subject to humankind, and they usually exercise their functions in accordance with how they are impacted by man's deeds. For when humans are entangled in fighting and terror, in hatred and envy, and in other contrary sins, the elements are overturned into another, whether of heat or cold, or great downpours and floods. But when humans keep to the right path and act with moderation in good and evil, then the elements exercise their functions by God's grace according to human need. This is because the elements utter their complaints as with the loudest shouts to their Creator, not so that they might speak like humans do, but so that they might demonstrate what their oppression means. For because they are caught up by human sins, they transgress the proper mode that they received from their Creator, with movements and courses that are foreign to them. They demonstrate that they cannot keep to the paths and purposes to which they were enjoined by God, because they are subverted by human wickedness. So too, they stink with the pestilence of depraved reputations and the hunger of miscarried justice, for humans do not tend them rightly. For they sometimes are contaminated by the fog of stinking human filth, brought on as punishment, because the elements and humans share a common bond. Man exists with the elements, and the elements exist with man. For this air permeates all places of the earth to temper them, so that it makes the earth moist where it is dry, restrains it with heat where it is fertile, dries it out where it is waterlogged, and softens it where it is hard. It also turns over the earth as with a plough, to face heat as well as cold, and returns it to fruitfulness with a proper balance. In this way also, when the soul senses that its body is parched of all viridity of the virtues, it is turned to grief and sadness, and urges its body to sighs and weeping, through the knowledge of rationality, and the spirit of remorse. For the soul recognizes that the body's works are perverted. Thus it causes its parched body to grow green again, through the moisture of divine grace. Now in the people that were meant to be green, there is no more life of any kind. There is only shriveled barrenness. The winds are burdened by the utterly awful stink of evil, selfish goings-on. Thunderstorms menace. The air belches out the filthy uncleanliness of the peoples. The earth should not be injured. The earth must not be destroyed.
Let's think of the nuclear arms, of the possibility to annihilate in a few instants a very high number of human beings. Let's think also of genetic manipulation, of the manipulation of life, or of the gender theory, that does not recognize the order of creation. With this attitude, man commits a new sin, that against God the Creator. And this year we celebrate Guadalupe at a difficult time for humanity. It is a bitter period, full of sounds of war, growing injustices, famines, poverty, suffering. There is hunger. And although this horizon appears dark and disconcerting, although it appears with omens of even greater destruction and desolation, nevertheless, faith, love, and divine condescension, teach us and tell us that this is also a favorable time of salvation, in which the Lord, through the Virgin Mary, continues to give us His Son, calling us to be brothers, to set aside selfishness, indifference, and antagonism, inviting us to quickly take care of one another, to reach out to forgotten and discarded brothers and sisters by our consumerist and apathetic societies.